Hi guys, Victoria here, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, then please don't forget to subscribe, and if you're already a subscriber, it is so lovely to see you again. So I wanted to come on and do a video about how we have managed Isaac's sleep routine for the first 5 months. So in the newborn stage, Isaac was an amazing sleeper. He had those lovely, gorgeous, long newborn sleeps. Unfortunately, because he struggled with weight gain, because we had a bit of a breastfeeding journey and a tongue-tie complication, he didn't gain weight as quickly as they wanted him to at the beginning. So we did have to start interrupting those newborn sleeps and waking him every 2 hours to feed. So one thing that we have always done is we have always tried to teach Isaac to be a self-soother, even right from the beginning. So quite often when we were breastfeeding, it's so tempting when they fall asleep on the breast to just pop them straight down. But by always making sure that he's really well winded afterwards, we were always able to then pop him down to sleep while he was sleepy but awake. So he would then take himself off to sleep in his SnuzPod, which is what we always had to start with, next to our bed. Yeah, so the majority of times, obviously it's impossible to do it every time, because sometimes they just fall into such a deep sleep in your arms and you just wanted to sit and stare at them and everything. So obviously that's absolutely fine. But whenever we were popping him down after a feed, we'd make sure that he was woken up and then went into self-soothe just for that tiny few last seconds. And what we found from doing this was that as he's got older and he's sort of chosen when to fall asleep, he just completely self-soothes on his own. So Isaac will be playing on his mat and he'll give me a couple of sleep cues that he's ready to go to sleep. I'll give him his dummy, pop that in. I know he's sleepy if he takes the dummy because he only has the dummy to sleep with. It's obviously changed as he's got older, but it used to just be that he would just then with his dummy just go straight off to sleep. He gets a little bit whingy, exactly like this. Oh my god, this couldn't have been more perfect. He'll start tugging on my hair, get very, you can see he gets a little bit red-eyed. It's very different to his feeding cues, which are much more needy and less whiny, like when he wants to feed. If I was, he'll start rooting still. Much more of an upset cry than a whiny cry. So that's how we've kind of learnt his cues. Whiny, whiny, whiny. So when he's tired, he always takes his dummy really well, and he will completely settle either in our arms or sometimes on his play mat. A new thing is rubbing his eyes. So I can't believe he's actually decided to do this as I was making the video about it. So he's always loved like a gentle rock or a little sway if you're standing up, but he's never ever been hard. And if he is, I'll tell you when he is difficult with sleeping is if he's overstimulated. So if we've been out and about or he's seen a lot of people, or when he first got his jumperoo, he wanted to be in it all the time. He was so excited. It was almost too much stimulation and he didn't want to fall asleep for sort of fear of missing out. So when that was the case, we would find that he would get a little bit frustrated with going off to sleep for his naps. And when I would do that, I would just have to do a very gentle shh, 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 sort of shushing noise as I rocked him, and that seemed to really settle him. And Adam's always stroked his forehead. I always brush his hair down onto his face, sort of like this. And Adam does this sort of rubbing the centre of his forehead really, really lightly, and all of those things have always really soothed him to settle. So he's actually asleep already. That's how I get my baby to sleep. And now I would ordinarily, if I wasn't doing this video, just go and pop him down into his sleepy head and pop him down into his SnuzPod or Moses basket, and basically, because we still keep an eye on him, he's under 6, he's only 5 months, so I never really have him sleeping in a room without one of us in there. I think we've always been very careful to not have a very quiet environment around him. We have vacuumed around him when he was a baby, and the dogs would be out and about, and he's always been used to a lot of noise, and I know that that's said that obviously they have a lot of noise when they're in the womb, so that's what they're used to. So we have the Snuz Cloud, we have another little sound light box that he likes to look at, so we're always trying to settle him with lights and music, calm lullabies, and just a general atmosphere going on around him, so that he doesn't need that sort of very particular place to go to sleep. So he's now at the stage where he's super sleepy. He's slightly awake still, so this would be the point that I would go and put him down so that he knows where he is and he settles completely in that final destination rather than falling completely asleep in our arms. So I'm going to do that now. So I thought I'd just show you exactly where Isaac takes his naps and goes to sleep. This is his SnuzPod, which is next to our bed, and the only thing that we have in there is the Snuz Cloud. Underneath his SnuzPod is a box filled with nappies for night time. I have a couple of red cloth ones ready in there, and then also some backup disposables. We also keep the swaddles in there that we used to use, although swaddling isn't happening anymore. The Snuz Cloud has 4 different musical settings. It has some white noise, it has a heartbeat, it has a waterfall and a lullaby. A lullaby has always been the one that Isaac has taken to the best. And it also has 2 different lights available, the red lights and then the white light, and these all turn themselves off after 20 minutes. This is his cot in his nursery. Again, it looks really plain because we can't have any blankets or anything in there. All we have is this mobile above, which has chihuahuas on it, and this plays a lovely little tune that helps get him off to sleep. So obviously, because we can't use any blankets, we use a grow bag. This grow bag I think was from Tesco's, and it's a really lovely one. You can get them in different togs, so at night time when he's doing his overnight sleep, he will go to bed in this. So there are all the different things that we use to help get Isaac off to sleep. I really hope that this video has been useful for you. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you're new, and catch up with all our other videos on the channel. Take care guys, see you soon, bye.